It was good to see Danny Redmond featuring in the game against Airbus UK Broughton on New Year's Eve, earlier than expected.
Yeah, definitely. I think, justice was done in the end. I get it's really, really tough, referees and officials' decisions, and the pitch was really tricky, and I understand the context of the game. It was a big game, but it was the referee's in a fantastic position to see it, and it just wasn't what he thought it was, and we all make mistakes and we'll move on. But yeah, it was nice. It was nice to get Redo back. He's a big player for us, and a big influence for us on and off the pitch, and he's a senior player. That's been fantastic this season.
And back-to-back wins against the Wingmakers, a successful Christmas period. You happy with the performances as well? Yeah,
it has been. Yeah, I thought we were a little bit sloppy against them at home. But you look at the first half performance on Saturday. To be 6-0 up at half time it was maybe possibly disappointed we didn't carry on and score a couple more goals. But we done the right things. We kept the ball, we moved the ball. It wasn't for want to try, and you probably got to say well done Airbus. They got back behind the ball, they defended really well. They had a very young team in the second half, and and one thing for sure, they didn't stop, and they put the bodies on the line to keep it a reasonable score in the second half.
And we're now into a new year, of course. We have 4 games in the space of 2 weeks. The players themselves, they want to keep playing. But what about you as coaches? How does that affect your preparation?
Yeah, it's as a player, you just want to play football. Of course you do. That's your job. That's what you love doing. But from a coaching point of view, we'd like to have a little bit more time on the training ground with players. But might only be 2 sessions or 3 sessions this week, where a lot will be analysing the opposition, analysing our performance, recovery, and then preparing for the next game. So there's not an awful lot that goes on the training ground, apart from tactical stuff in team meetings, etc., to do match analysis. So yeah, ideally you'd like to get on the training ground a little bit more, but from a playing point of view, me being a player myself, there's nothing better than playing, Saturday, Tuesday. It was relentless in the National League with Hartlepool. So it's what most leagues do at this moment in time. I think we must be one of the few that don't play an awful lot of midweek games, obviously due to the Queen passing away and a couple of games called off through weather. Then we've had to do it a bit more, but it's not often in this league that you're playing Saturday, Tuesday.
And we are at Caernarfon Town at the Oval, of course. We've been there already once this season. A case of deja vu, but hopefully not Groundhog Day. And on this occasion, the fixture will go ahead.
Yeah, hopefully. It's I was at Bala on Friday night. I went to watch Bala Caernarfon on Friday night, and it was as much as the results said Bala won 3-0, it was a lot more closer game than that. I thought Caernarfon played well. So yeah, we know it's going to be tricky. It's going to be a tricky fixture. We're coming off the back of good form in the last 2 games, and it's always a tough place to go. But yeah, we're getting a few more players back fit and getting the opportunity to get minutes in players over the last 2-3 games. So now our squad's getting near enough fully fit and strengthening, and yeah, we'll need them all for the next 4 games. 4 games in 14 days, and everyone will be needed, which they have been over the last 2 games as well.
And as far as Caernarfon Town is concerned, they've now lost 4 on the bounce. They are adrift of 6th place. They can still make it. This is a must-win game for them, and in many ways, they have nothing to lose.
Yeah, I think a lot of clubs, when they play ourselves, there's nothing to lose. They treat the game completely different, but still, there's still 13-14 games of the season left for Caernarfon. So Caernarfon, just if they don't get in the top 6, which has still got an opportunity to, then they could still finish 7th and qualify for the playoffs. So I don't think it's as dramatic and drastic as like a must-win game for them. Because they've got another 13 games after us tomorrow night. So if they don't get in the top 6, which I think everyone thought they would, and everyone, then they'll be obviously looking a bit further forward than that, and can we finish in the 7th spot? But yeah, from that point of view, it's not our worry. Our worry is going there, preparing as best we can, having as many good players fit as what we can, and trying to get 3 points.
We scored lots of goals over the Christmas period. We haven't conceded any.
Yeah.
Some good performances on the pitch, both from the starting 11 and the substitutes that have come on at various points in the games. How difficult has it been to go for the starting 11 tomorrow?
Yeah, it's always difficult, but I think we need to manage minutes, we need to manage loadings, we need to make sure some lads are looked after minutes wise. You know, it's not just thrown ad hoc. We look at it and we look at loading on players, and certainly with 4 games in 14 days, you know, and the 2 games back to back, well the 3 games including the Caernarfon game, they were all within 7-8 days of each other, then we manage minutes accordingly, and I think we've done that really well. We've managed not to pick up any injuries over the last 3 games, touch wood, and we'll have, I think we will have everyone fit apart from Jordan Williams and Josh Pask. So, you know, Chris Marriott's been back in today. He would have been back in at the weekend, but he was off ill. He was sick. So obviously Declan McManus trained 5-6 days now, same as Keston Davis, so they'll all both be available, and Maz will be available for the game tomorrow. So yeah, it's even more of a headache for myself. We've got 3 senior players coming back into contention, you know, but again, you know, the lads that have played have done really well, and you know, it's a competitive nature and a competitive edge that we need in the squad.
And with the Oval being a grass pitch, how much of a bearing does that have on your preparations?
Yeah, the grass pitches, the actual surface has always been quite good, so I don't think we've got to overly worry about that. Obviously, you know, Caernarfon's pitch is a bit different, it's tricky, it's not as good as what the Oval is, but so, you know, it is what it is. You know, we still go out and play our game. We've got our game plan. We know how we want to play. We know what we've been working on in training, in our ethics of how we want to play. Being right or wrong, it's how we want to do it. So, you know, being no right or wrong, and that's the way we'll be going into the game to go to try and win the game, as we do every game.